Ethan Henry is here. You've got a movie, Severance Mountain. That's first. How do you find it?
You can find it on Amazon, Apple TV, iTunes, Google Play, Roku, and YouTube.
Okay, now that movie for you, start to finish, from the idea to writing it to producing it, editing it, sending it out, was how long?
We've been kind of at it for a little over 2 years.
Okay, and of course, shooting it in the area, you've got challenges. I mean, from not only movie sets and acting, a lot of details go into making a movie, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing was we filmed most of the movie like 2 years ago in the summer. I can't remember the year, and we had to reshoot stuff. But by that point, by the time we found out, it was winter. It was snowing, so
Right.
the trees were gone, the leaves were gone. So we had to wait, kind of really craft our storyboards and the story, and then we came back into it once everything was in bloom and filmed some additional scenes. That actually happened right before we released the movie. Like I think by April we had everything in motion to
Mm.
be released, distributed on streamers. And in January we were filming a final scene, and
Mm.
we were kind of we had to be crafty about how we did it. But I mean, we filmed right up to about 4 weeks before we sent the movie out.
Where'd you film it at?
Most of it was filmed in DePoyster. I used a buddy of mine, Joel Schneller's property. He's got like a lot of acreage out there.
Mm.
Dan Chambers' property. But we, at one point, we had worked at Doug's Tavern, Leah's Diner. We worked right here in Ogdensburg. Skelly let us use some of his apartments,
Hmm.
and the police department helped out, let us get some shots at one point.
Mm.
Some of that footage is still there. Some of it got deleted just because of storytelling.
Right.
But we had a lot of support from Ogdensburg and Hubleton.
What's unique about this area when it comes to making movies?
I mean, I think I think just the community itself is kind of visually sometimes in a time capsule. I think some of the structures and some of the buildings just
Right.
have this look to it that you can't find anywhere else. But we filmed all in the woods, and so it was a movie based in the Adirondacks.
Right.
So our area has the same foliage, same trees. So being on the ground in the woods, the forest, whatever,
Mm.
you got that vibe. And we filmed some shots of the Adirondacks. We went up there and took the drone out, and so we just spliced those in
Mm.
to give it the look. So it shows a mountain over here, then it zooms down in, and we're right here in Hewlton in someone's you know backyard in their woods filming.
What's the movie about?
It's a movie that it's about a couple. This guy and this girl, they reconnect after years. This guy, his girlfriend had passed away, and the girl was friends with her, and they're all kind of mutual friends. So they decide to
Mm.
reconnect, go up for a camping trip on the Adirondacks. During that time, they're unaware of this, but the police are investigating, a body that they found, but they've been finding multiple bodies over the course of time.
Mhm.
One officer thinks that there's something going on, and there might be a killer up there, and
Mhm.
and the chief and the people that are in control, they feel that it's just reckless, inexperienced hikers and campers that are venturing too far off the trail, getting attacked by animals,
Mhm.
and the story kind of unfolds from that to be a pretty cool indie horror
Right.
flick.
Yes, and you should watch it to find out what happens next.
Well,
Yeah.
there's some cool things that
Yes,
happen in
there
it. So I would love to talk about all the cool stuff,
Yeah.
but I want to keep that a surprise.
What do you want to happen from this movie?
So basically, ultimately the idea is to create something cool, and around here there's just not a lot of opportunities like that. And I know there are some people that are filming and doing different things here and there,
Mhm.
but to take it to the level where we're at and to do what we're doing right now, um, uh, it's really exciting to just be able to do it and bring some of these people along for the ride. A lot of most people that are in it are local,
Mm-hmm.
and most people that the my director of photography is John Sovey Cycle Shop
Mhm.
out there in by Potsdam. John Sovey was the director of photography with Soves Media. So he's local. A lot of my talent like Kim Snyder, George Snyder, John Turner, Lydia Vaughn, they're all from Ogdensburg, Morristown, Hubleton. And so creating opportunity is really cool for all of us. And using local scenery, local locations like buildings and stuff. But I think this area is amazing. I think visually, I think that I think there's so much potential for the North Country, and I think it'd be really cool to see something continue to grow in that world. You know, being able to film here, the St. Lawrence River. Just there's so much cool scenery that it'd be great on film. It'd be cool to bring some bigger names here, and maybe who knows, make a bigger movie, a series in this area that could showcase, you know, all these highlights and these good things.
Being a filmmaker, do you see everything differently now? Do you? I mean, can you go for a ride and without like looking at, you know, we could do something there, and we could do it, and then ideas are in. It's like, is it like taking over your mind a lot?
Well, what happened when I was a kid, I was watching a horror movie and I was scared. I remember I was about 10 years old and I was sitting there, and my parents, I was doing a sleepover somewhere, and I was scared, and this lady broke it all down to me, said, no, see this shot right here? That's a fake body. And when they do this, and then it went to the next shot. She's like, so what they do is they break everything down, they reset up, and they go over there and then change the shot. I'm like, in my mind, I just watched it seamlessly tell the story.
Yeah.
But when I realized, and I started critiquing it from that point on, every movie I've ever watched since then, you know, unless it's really good and it really like I'm drawn in.
Yeah.
I see every single shot. I see the lighting's different. Hey, how come the light's on the left side of the face or the right side of the face? And then as I meet more people, you know, I felt that way. But what you're saying, yeah, like it leans into when I look at a room, I'm constantly like, my eyes are always wandering. I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, you know, like that wall's really cool, and his mic's in front of his face, and the window's too bright. We'll pull the blinds down. That orange helmet's cool. It's like I see all these things, and I think what's interesting in this shot, what can make it more than just a wall behind you. It's like all these things that you've collected or have put in here that help build this. And the same thing with the town, though. You know what I mean? Like all the houses that have weathered over the last 100 years or 50 years. It's like when I see that street, I'm like, oh, you know that neighbor that's driving you nuts who always leaves his garbage out? That looks great as a shot in my movie. Or that one guy's got the shutter falling off, or, you know, he's always had that car, or, you know, all these things add to the story. And even if it's just in the background, it's like when you look at stuff, you know, your brain's picking it up. So everything I look at, it's like, I'll go into an old barn, like, whoa, people are like, it's falling down, it's a piece of junk. I'm like, this is great, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
So as far as finding the movie goes, I mean, if you have a streaming service that you're looking at, Roku, really anything on the smart TVs, you can find. For the most part, search for the movie, it'll show up.
Yeah, you search for the movie. I think Amazon's more specific. You have to actually type in Severance Mountain. But we have, if you go to ignoranttouristproductions.com, you can find the trailer there, and all the links are there. And you know, a lot of people are posting it. I've seen it around and stuff. I think the paper's done a few things. And so there's like a QR code you can scan. But if you go to Amazon, like I said, iTunes, Apple TV, Google Play, YouTube, and Roku. Roku, we are actually going to be running some ads starting soon. So it'll be running the next month. So it should pop up as an advertisement, show the trailer or whatever. So it's relatively easy to find.
Okay. Thanks for coming in, Ethan. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.